Hello, welcome to Chillin With Chronically Happy. And boy, did you guys see my emotions in my dash cam today. If you didn't, I'm going to try to remember to link the link down in the description. Oh, that's going to take some editing. But I think I know how to do it, and I'm just a lazy person, okay? I hate editing. uh, so, as a meme I'm reacting to, it's, here we go. Cast my own tears. Is this an allergen? Why, yes, let me confirm. My tears are an allergen to me. And it puts me in even more flare. And I get mast cell rage. I get entitlement narcissism tantrums from autism ADHD hell. It is the worst and the only treatment that has ever worked. And I've tried the gambit. I've tried the gambit of all the medications they start with for MCAS. They start with H1, H2 blockers. H1 blockers are like allergy type medicine for your nose. Like Benadryl is an H1. I was thinking of more cold medicine stuff too, but like, why can't I think of any off the top of my head? Of course I can't. Okay, I have to. It's going to bother me until I look this up. Let me look this up. H1 blockers. That way I can show my sources of, and I'm just using a lot of AI overviews because you know what? They give some of the best descriptions. Blockers, also known as antihistamines, a class of medications that block the activity of histamine at H1 receptors. Histamine is a chemical release in response to allergic reactions, causing symptoms such as sneezing, runny nose, itchy eyes, and hives. Boom. That's a typical allergic reaction. And I used to get sinus infections all the time because I had a deviated septum from a car accident when the airbag hit my nose. When the airbag went off, it deviated my septum. And ever since the age of 16, I've had sinus issues my entire life. But you know what? I was sick my entire life before that. So, you know, it is what it is. I always knew I had something going on with my immune system, but no doctors ever wanted to investigate it, and I never really advocated looking into it either. My mom just wanted to pretend like everything was fine. I'm a normal child, and she wanted to treat me as this normal child and not make me feel like I'm special needs or any sort of any mix of anything. She did not believe in mental illness being in herself, but it runs rampant in her side of the family. And speaking of, her brother just tried to commit suicide for the third time last night. Actually, it's 2 nights ago now. Because he ended up making it through the night. He drank alcohol and took 48 Flexeril muscle relaxers. And then my aunt and her son and his daughter, were doing wellness checks on him, and he did not answer for a full day. And so my aunt was like, I am doing a wellness check. We are calling the cops. I am going over there. His daughter lives like an hour and a half to 2 hour drive away north of us. Like, it took her some time to get down, and she has a family of her own, and her daughter was having seizures last night, and so they still haven't seen neurology for that. So there's just, I'm not putting names out there, but I am putting out family stuff out there. I do not have, I'm not putting names out there. It's my family is my family, and I'm going to protect them as much as I can with my privacy and their privacy. But this was my uncle's third time by pills, and all caused by women, and women difficulty as well. He does have mental illness too. It's because of heavy drug use throughout his entire teenage and adult life. And alcoholism is the main thing nowadays, and it's been killing him for years. It's been taking him so long to just try and balance out his body after ER visit after ER visit after ER visit because of low potassium and magnesium, because of his drinking alcohol to the extent of every day. I'm glad he doesn't do anything else besides what is legal in Oregon, medical MJ and recreational MJ. So it's legal here. But he decided to check himself off of his bipolar and schizophrenia meds and got into a huge fight with his living girlfriend, and he has nothing. And come to find out, there's still rumors. There's always two sides to every story, but you know what? I trust my uncle's side of the story from what I understand. Before he decided the pill thing, he talked about the situation, and it was because his wife called the cops, and he was the one that was arrested and pressed charges against and spent a night in jail. And it was actually somebody else, a neighbor, that threw him up against the wall, and he, because he's trying to defend himself. But you know what, my uncle, there was 2 against 1. So which alcoholic are you going to believe when you're the cop? But my uncle has bruises and stuff, and he's been on blood thinners, and so everything is just... He didn't recognize my mom when my mom showed up to see him today at the hospital. By the time she left, he did, but that's so sad, dude. I'm gonna try and go up and go visit him too, but I've been so busy with my own mess of... If you guys watch my disgruntled disabled dash cam today, please do. I'll try and put the link down in the description. And I'm crying a lot. Trigger warning. I'm going through a lot of trauma right now, and I'm just still trying to hold it all together. But I need to grieve, man. I've been distancing myself from my uncle because of the alcoholism, and I can't handle the consistent repeat of the same thing over and over again, because he doesn't remember from one second to the next that he just told me that. So I hear a lot of the same story. It's so sad to watch mental illness and disease of alcoholism take over somebody's. I actually used to enjoy conversating with him. I wanted to spend time with him. We had some good conversations, and I'm going to try to remember that the most. But I'm fighting the VA right now for crap. I'm just realizing today there's nothing I can do. Besides, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write a long letter and submit it as evidence, even if it's too late. I'm still going to do it. I was supposed to do it a long time ago with my lawyer. I'm a procrastinator because it brings up a lot of trauma, my medical trauma. I'm a strong person, but I'm dealing with so much right now. With my uncle and my family, I'm trying to help keep my family informed. I'm trying to have time for myself to socialize. But I'm still working, and it's just messing up my entire adjustment today. I had my chiropractor and physical therapy, and things had just moved right back out of fucking place after my chiro this morning because of the stress of learning all this VA stuff this afternoon. I had a good doctor appointment at 10 o'clock though. I need to focus on that. I need to focus on following through with that tomorrow. I need to take some notes down so I can follow through and just keep on track and keep moving forward. I'll try to allow myself some time to grieve this evening. I have this stack of paperwork of things that I've been working on, and they're so all vastly different from each other. So vastly different, everything. I have my aunt and uncle from my dad's side coming over for dinner tonight, and I told them I don't expect me to be out there for dinner. I can't people right now. I have so much to work on still, and there's nobody else I can do it besides me. Only I can do this. I have nobody to help me navigate the system. And I asked a billion questions today. I signed up for a women's focus group. It does run into my doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I'm going to have to try my best to listen and not let them know that, they're on the dash of my freaking vehicle while I'm driving to my doctor appointment. Just so I can get the information that I might need, I need to know what's going on in my community, and I need to know what's going on in women's health and VA care. It is so hard to stay updated on everything, and to want to stay updated on everything when the very entity that is providing these things are the ones that are making your life really hard right now. But it's a different aspect of it. This is probably the first time you guys have all seen myself actually wear my hair down for a change. It's actually very, very healthy right now. It looks really, really good. My friend trimmed it for when I stayed the night like a week ago. So I had to ask my allergist at my friend's doctor appointment yesterday about my increase in my infusions. I want to increase them. I want to see if that would make a bigger difference, or if it wouldn't. I feel like it would. I feel like it would, but it would also put me in flares. I don't know, maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. I don't know till I try, and I'm thinking about maybe just starting off with a half dose of that every other, week. Trying to taper up a little bit. I don't want to just go and put way too much in my body, but I'm also trying to see if my thyroid stuff is working, and so far it hasn't showed any change except for in my white blood cells. And so the whole messed up part of my whole schedule was I was double booked today. So I already started off with a bad day, but I figured this out yesterday, so I was able to do things in time. And so I had my primary care doctor appointment at 10 o'clock, which is what I usually do on Wednesdays. I try to do the two things while I'm in town at the same time. I do my chiropractor, my hour-long chiropractor appointment, and then an hour after that, I usually see my primary care physician, and then I stick around for like an hour or so, and then I get my labs and blood drawn, and then I get the results by the end of the day. Well, I originally had that in the schedule today, but I didn't have it in my phone that I had a specialist on Zoom that is very hard to get into at the very same time yesterday, and I was like, oh my gosh. I immediately had to cancel the one with my primary to get the labs done, because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't reschedule her appointment as easy as his. I can reschedule his very easy. Without even thinking. The reason I had it today was because tomorrow the endocrinologist appointment's in the morning, and I see my primary in the afternoon, and I'm like, it's going to be too late. He's going to want the labs before the endocrinology appointment. And so I forced a doctor that doesn't even know me. I made a big stink out of it. I went straight to the lab. I called this doctor's office twice, left 2 messages, and I said, this is important. And I said, you know what? I'm on my way to the lab right now. I was coming from state, and they're like, oh, okay. Well, we're going to see what we can do. And by the time I got there, the guy told me and called me and said, I will put it in ASAP right now. And so I said, okay, well, I'm turning on the exit right now. So, you know what he did? He went and he followed through. He did his job, and he got a doctor to sign it for him. And I got my labs done, and I was in and out within 20 minutes. Bam, I got that done because I'm a rock star. And even though I'm going through all of this other stuff at the same time, I have to keep moving forward in what I've been trying to do. Yesterday, I checked into... So the good thing is, what I checked into yesterday with my specialty provider, doctor, instead of seeing my primary, because I saw her, I got her, because the day before, I called my insurance company to get information about where in my area is in network to get a mobility scooter, and if it's part of my plan. And so she looked into it. They reimbursed 20% of it, or cover 25% of it, with a pre-authorized doctor's letter. So once I have my doctor's letter, which, by the way, is not a Medicare doctor, so Medicare is not going to listen to her no matter what. So now I have to figure out how to do it through the VA. Now that's going to be fun to try and learn how to do. So that's going to be on the list of tomorrow. How to get pre-auth, get something about getting a measurement from a PT. I have a PT appointment on Friday, so if I can get this stuff figured out tomorrow and I can have things filled out. So if I do that and I got my doctor's note, I can also go to my physical therapy if everything's filled out as it's needed to, and I can get things rushed tomorrow and signed off by whoever they need signed off. I already have the letter from my doctor prescribing me a mobility scooter. And so I don't know how fast insurance can take to approve that, and I'm sure it's a lengthy process, honestly, but I'm going to be like, I need it like tomorrow. And I don't know, I'll come up with something on the spot. I always do. I can always figure out something to say that's very convincing. Or sometimes just a crock of BS, and it's just, but it is the truth. It's all on how you word it, your charisma, the way you talk with the person, the way they talk with you. You know, you get into a zone, a rhythm with talking to certain people within organizations of federal government and state and insurance companies. I've learned not to be too ridiculous, but I've been ridiculous over the last 2 days and crying my eyeballs out while I've been talking to them. I'm like, how hard is it to just blah, 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 blah? Like, anybody that will listen until I vented to. I have no therapist, so I vented to many VA employees, and they're like, you know what, it's okay. Everything will be fine. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful that they allow me to vent to them. Sometimes cursing, and I do apologize for the cursing at some point in my conversation with them, because I will calm down naturally during the conversation, because I'm, frustrated at first, but like as I get to learn what is going on and what I need to do, writing things down, figuring out the paperwork, what website to go to, phone numbers. Like, I have taken plenty of notes about all of this. I unfortunately don't make the best of notes, so and network and network. My doctor even suggested I go to these places that are in network and just show them the prescription and see if they'll submit it to the insurance that way, and then either get denied or approved. But then I'm taking a chance and a gamble of not getting reimbursed for it, so I'm not very likely to do that. Um, Alright, so I started working on getting in-home infusions of saline once a week because I get super dehydrated with all of my conditions and all the treatments that I go through. I just can't dehydrate, or I cannot hydrate myself. I just can't. It's something I work on consistently. You guys see me take drinks all the time. It's hard. I'm trying everything that I can. Everything that I can to keep drinking water nonstop. And then I'm going to pee like nonstop. So I had to learn about infusion nurse and which ones were in network. So I just have to call them and like set things up. Sounds like. And then there's 3 places with phone numbers. I don't know. This was from something a long time ago. I don't know what that even was. Alright, so I got the infusion stuff yesterday. Oh yeah. I got stuff about the VA things going on, trigeminal, my Chiari malformation, what they want to do with me with the review on Friday. I got the person's name that I talked to. So I put the note in the VA system about what was going on. Date, I should date it. March 12, 25. I have no idea what time that was. I made so many phone calls. That was, this was all for my friend. This was all my friend's stuff. I need to pull this out of this book because I don't need it anymore. I need to only focus on my things. Patient advocate, VES phone number. Okay, it's just this one I need to pull out. Oh. Alright, so I got all these things. I got the caretaker program, medical equipment, scooter. I know what one that is. Okay, that's what I need to do. Called Care Fusion. I did that already today. Email. I didn't do that. Not going to do that. I already called Ronald. Okay. I would like to get on my phone on Amazon to make a payment, but I don't think I could. I don't think I can. This was all my friends freaking thing. Alright. The rest is all about me, which is what I need to keep in my notebook here. And once I run out of paper, Next notebook. This is Medicare stuff. I need to write that on the top. Medicare. Medicare. Because I have to try and keep this stuff straight. The Medicare notes and the veteran patient advocate. And I even told the person in the community care that told me to call the patient advocate, I was like, they've been worthless every time I've called them. And he's like, kind of like he already knew. Like he like made it like a sound, a grumble, like something like he knew what I was talking about. And it's like, yeah, they're worthless, dude. Those are the ones that need fired and rehired or something, because they're pieces of crap. That's what they are. VA patient advocates are pieces of crap that don't do anything. They don't do anything to help you. And any of their advice has been trash. Has been all trash that I've gotten from them. So, yes, I am a disgruntled veteran. I earned that title, dang it. Get my veteran hat on. I earned this. I earn the right to complain about how I'm treated and how the system doesn't work for veterans. It rushes the decision. When Biden signed the PACT Act that backlogged the Veterans Affairs compensation and pension, that they were already backlogged on. Like, I was number 1,000 in front of a judge, and I started at like 13,000 or something. I finally was getting closer. And so that VA either has to make a decision or it goes on towards the judge. Because if I appeal it, it's going to the judge, and I'm going to appeal it. I doubt they're going to keep me on it. They have a year's worth of information that they're missing, and I really don't think they have enough information. The lady was rushed. She needed an hour time frame with me, which she spent about 45 minutes, and she couldn't get enough information from me. And I'm like, I need to submit the other evidence, but I didn't have it on me either. Like, I was totally unprepared. I've been unprepared for about a year because I've been still waiting on my neurosurgeon consult. Like, I've been really relying on that, and I cannot get that. I found out today I cannot get that. 1 to 2 year, I'm looking at like a month or two from now. Then I might be able to get a consult, and then by then, I don't know. We're looking at, I thought maybe June or July originally, but no, if it's like that, then it's going to be like a lot longer. I don't know. The staff had some empathy for me when I called the lady and talked to her. She's had empathy for me twice, but I was told that I could be blacklisted if I kept calling, so I can't call them anymore. I have to wait for them to call me after they review my record. And I asked them, how long can that take? And she's like, 1 to 2 weeks. I'm like, okay. If I don't hear anything, I'll check back in 2 weeks. She said, okay. But I might wait even longer now because I don't want to ruin my chance. I'm scared. I'm scared to ruin my chance. This is my only chance. You don't understand. There's no other surgeon that can help me. This is my one shot. And the anxiety around it is just, it's taken 4 years to get this far. Why does it take 4 years to get surgery? Plus whatever wait time I still have. This healthcare is not helping us Americans, veteran or otherwise. Especially when you're complicated like me. And going through extended family grief. Like, not knowing if he's going to recognize me if I go down there, Excuse me. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I don't want to take any more Adderall for the day. But crying does bring on mast cell reactions, and my face is swelling more and more as I talk. And it's harder to breathe because my dog just messed up my nose and deviated my septum. Or broke it even, I don't know. But the good news is it doesn't look like there's no polyps or anything, so that's good news. So I'm going to look at that, the good news, and go with that. But I've been taking care of so much. I've been doing so much. I still need to figure out about this whole crumbling thing. My goodness. Well, I didn't even have a chance to bring it up with my doctor today. I need to go online and schedule another Dr. G. Schedule with Dr. Jane. Sorry, this has been all over the place, guys. It's lasting a lot longer than I expected to. Just trying to think. This all started when I started talking about H1 blockers. That was the last thing I typed in there. Hey, H1 blockers. And then I was going to type MCAS. Let me go back to my original idea so I can talk about MCAS. And I don't want to just put memes. MCAS. Alright, here we go. Here is the AI overview discussion of what MCAS is. Cell activation syndrome is a condition characterized by the abnormal activation of mast cells, which are immune cells that release chemicals, mediators, in response to triggers. These mediators can cause a wide range of symptoms, including flushing, itching, hives, anaphylaxis, diarrhea, abdominal pain, fatigue, joint pain, and cognitive difficulties. Blah, as you saw in my reading right there. Causes. The exact cause of MCAS is unknown, but it is believed to be related to an overactive immune system. Some potential triggers include infections, allergies, stress, certain medications, hormonal changes, and idiopathic unknown causes. Anything really. Car accidents, viruses, stress, crying, hot showers cause problems, chemical smells. Chemical smells do it to me too, an instant headache, and I'm like, yeah, usually medications to treat it are antihistamines because mast cells attach to histamine cells, and so that's what kind of mast cell activation syndrome is, more like sensitivities to the 1000th degree. But yet not quite full-blown allergy that you're going to need an EpiPen. But you could, but typically no. And especially an EDS person that has elastic-y skin and is very hypermobile in many ways, that becomes kind of a way of hiding things, because I could feel like I can't swallow or I have no airway, but when my doctor looks, I have an airway. Everything is kind of hidden with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which I have. It kind of like dumbs everything down where it won't pop positive. It hides things. It's the hidden things. It's the things that you wouldn't think to look up. And so that's why we're called zebras. As Ehlers-Danlos EDSers, zebras is our mascot, because doctors are taught when you hear hoofbeats, there's a horse. Well, when somebody like with Ehlers-Danlos comes around the corner, we're a zebra, not a horse. We're kind of close to a horse, but we're not really a horse. So that's why I identify as an alien. I don't identify as human. No, seriously. I do put it on medical paperwork. When they ask me what I identify as, I say alien. I have done it twice, including with my VA federal government identity. I identify as an alien. And not the, immigration type alien, but an alien from outer space, because everything in my body is so abnormal, it won't show anything. Not until you really take a close look, and then you have to really be a specialist in what you do, and you have to have experience. And so if you've seen like one or two cases that are like off the wall, like somebody like me, they've never experienced that in their life probably. But now I'm glad that it's getting awareness, and I'm glad that I can help educate others, and I'll give you a full-on Ehlers-Danlos syndrome as well, as we're into the computer looking today. So Here's what the AI overview says. I will try my best to read it. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome are a group of inherited connective tissue disorders that affect the body's structure and support. Causes. EDS is caused by mutations in genes that encode proteins involved in collagen production and assembly. Collagen is a protein that provides strength and elasticity to connective tissues such as skin, joints, and blood vessels. So that really does affect my skin, joints, and blood vessels. They change all the time. Symptoms: joint hypermobility, loose joints, soft, velvety skin or fragile skin, which I have both of. I have the softest skin, I tell you. Ooh, it's like velvet. My skin is so soft. Easy bruising. I used to be bruised all the time on the ship because my legs would hit parts of the ship when I'd be walking by because I have bad precipitation. Chronic pain, scoliosis, curvature of the spine, blood vessel fragility leading to bruising or bleeding, organ complications such as heart valve problems or aortic aneurysms. There's 13 different types. I have actually hypermobility type, which is the most common. That does not have a genetic. So, that is a major problem with me, is the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So, here's a good picture of what I should not do. But yes, it's easy to do. I can pray behind my back. I can touch my thumbs to my wrist. I do not have my tongue long enough to touch my nose, unfortunately, but there are some that people with EDS I can, because they're extra there. But a whole bunch of other things come up with EDS. Every kind of condition can be affected, so every part of your body has connective tissue, so any part of my body can go wrong, and a lot of it goes wrong, but it's mild, and it like takes forever for it to progress, but it's mild everywhere, and it affects everything, and then it's systemic, and I have systemic inflammation, and everything is infected all the time. It's quite fun. It's quite fun, the ever-changing body throughout the entire day. Like, look how puffy my cheeks are now. It's my, crying, and it's now I'm turning into a mast cell activation flare. And there's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. These bags are a lot worse than this morning. My face is so much more round than the beginning of this video. So in the matter of 37 minutes and my outburst of crying, I have turned now into a mast cell activation swelling flare. I also wrote back to my senator's office about my Veteran Evaluation Services problem. It seems that no matter what, it's too late for anything with my Veteran Affairs exam review. They're going to review it Friday at noon, and none of my evidence will get uploaded until 3 days after the fact. Business days, so Tuesday maybe. And it's going to get reviewed Friday at noon, so nothing's going to matter after that, except for during my appeal. I'm so upset that I have no say and no added evidence over the last year over my spinal cord. I can't believe I can't add it. So, I'm going to try to go to bed early. I'm going to rest up. I've done enough work. I was going to write that letter, but you know what? I feel like I just need to rest. I have put myself through enough today that now I'm in a mast cell flare. So now all I need is rest. And so much for trying to make bracelets, trying to get further along in my EDC preparations. And one drink down. Alright, trying to get all my beverages. It's my dog's dinner in a half hour or two. And with my parents having my aunt and uncle here, my dog's a nuisance, especially when it comes to food being around. So I have to put her in here, and I'm hiding out in my room because I can't put a mask on right now. I'm just too myself right now. I am chronically happy, and I'm thankful to be alive, and I'm glad that I can do my video today. Gosh, this thing won't stay up. Now, come on, buddy, stay there. Maybe up. There we go. Hi, baby. I got my Dutch Brothers card or sticker today, which made me happy. There's my friend's paperwork. I'll just file. I don't know where to file it or have my files sitting out like this. I have 2 crates of files. I'm not sure where the file is right now. I'm just shove it in there. I have my material cheese wedge totem pole down here. Here's one of the totem pole things. There's another one. Here's some more to it, and then I have more in here. A big craft circle. I have material that's the color of cheese, and I'm awaiting more orders from Timu on lighting. I just wanted to order lighting, rope lighting, to be able to make my own like kind of neon sign, and I wanted to outline the cheese wedge with it, depending on what kind of batteries it has, and then use the material and use some light up lights underneath that to make the material kind of pop with bright light here and there. I have string lights to go all in up and down the stick, but I also have different material that's super bright, and then also have super sparkly. It's like mesh, so I might put that up and down with some lights on the totem pole itself to make it like light up. I don't know, I just got a couple different ideas, and I just haven't been able to put it together yet. I just need to throw myself into my creative ability of making things, and keep moving forward when I can when the phone calls happen tomorrow. I love you all, guys. I'm going to go and post this video and maybe put the description in the description of that dash cam that I was talking about earlier. I love you all. Peace out.